even though they diminish our space, they cannot diminish the idea that the things that we control are the things that we must control. There's some things that are out of our hands. We must not see that as defeat, but as more fuel to the fire that is propelling us forward, to liberate ourselves from the tyranny that is the Nigerian situation today. I'm sitting down here with members of all the progressive organizations and all the comrades that I have been working with for years now. A decade almost, some people together here. You know, some people have been in the struggle even when I was 10 and just growing up. You know, so as everybody knew, this whole event was supposed to happen at the shrine, and it was a meeting of all these organizations that are on our banner to launch the movement of the people. The movement of the people being an alliance of all progressive organizations, socialist progressive, because that's the underlying ideology here. We are all Pan-Africanist socialists, and this was our own way of announcing this new movement that was going to bring about political opposition to our ruling elites, both business and political. But 2 days ago, my sister called me that she had just been called by members of the Nigerian police force that I can no longer do the event at the shrine because they are threatening to close the African shrine if I do it there. So I'm like, there's no constitutional backing for such a thing. Like, we have freedom of association. Even if rather they are saying protest is national security, they cannot stop citizens from meeting with one another. This is another level, you know. It's not like people going on the street they want to do this. This is us in a private space saying we want to hold a meeting about our own future as citizens of this country. You know, it does show the level of disrespect that this Mohammed's regime has stood to. So I told my sister that they have to put it in writing, you know, thinking that, you know, they will be too ashamed to write such a thing, you know, that Nigerian citizens can no longer meet in this democratic dispensation. And lo and behold, they actually sent the letter. First of all, the letter is really it is a document that illustrates the destruction, not a reduction now. The destruction that is the Nigerian state. You know, first of all, manager is spelled as manger. I'm not joking. I mean, I'll pass it around. You can all see the grammatical error of the letter. The fact that the Alausa Division of Police uses gmail.com and their email address. You know, so many things here just jump at one as so inept. You know, it's almost laughable. If it wasn't this serious, this is comical. You know, and I'll read the letter just real quick so that you all can hear it. Because it's not based on any constitutional or legal, it has no legal backing. Because normally when the police write a letter like this, they have to put legal backing to their request. You know, so, but it's not. So they appeal to something, and it's also a warning. It's a threat. This letter is also officially a threat. Because I don't understand if PDP is holding a meeting. We didn't say they should not hold meeting. We've seen different elite organizations holding meetings since this thing has started. But the people of Nigeria, we the citizens of this country, must not be allowed to do so. And as I speak with you right now, the police have invaded and occupied the whole of Shrine. You know, even though my brother has locked it since morning because he said he doesn't want me to even enter. So he locked it because he didn't want the police to come and lock the shrine. And I understand the sentiment. My family, we've lost a lot already in this movement. So I understand my siblings' sentiments. We are not in the mood to lose more. But they're already there still, right now. You know? Anyway, so I start. Mass meeting of a movement of the people tagged Endsars movement, lessons and tasks. I write under the corporate social responsibility. Okay, I'm sorry. I write under the corporate social responsibilities and your unprecedented support to Alausa police station about the mass meeting of the movement of the people, tagged Endsars movement, lessons and tasks, which is to emerge. I'm reading that it's on the edge. Not my grammar, please. Which is to emerge on Tuesday, 17 November 2020 by 12 noon, venue African Shrine Ikeja, Lagos State. I want to quickly recall your attention to the recent Endsars protest nationwide, which staged the nation in the last 5 weeks and end up being violent, causing multifarious destruction, looting and burning down of government and private properties within the borders of the state, as well as causing deaths and injuries to both security agents and innocent law-abiding citizens. Which for me is the reason for them to come and protect us. You understand? Anyway, but it is on this premise that I write such a gathering. I write that such a gathering or meeting planned to be hosted at your venue is not welcome at this perilous time, when the security of the nation is not welcome at this perilous time, when the security of the nation is trying to find her foot. Not 1 foot, not 2 feet, but many foots. To stabilize all threats to life and property. You are hereby warned to suspend such gathering, as any infraction that be meant for this gathering will be tagged a deliberate action to sabotage the transition and restoration of the peace in Lagos State by the Lagos State government and the Nigeria Police Force. While counting on your positive and prompt response to this call, your usual cooperation on this regard is highly solicited, please. The Nigeria Police, CSP, Shola, Ola, Omilade, and whatever his name is, So there we go. So that's the letter that we received from the, well, for me, I want to say we're still going to go on with this meeting. The meeting is not going to stop. But it's not my decision alone, how we proceed. Because this is also an alliance. Even though I called for it and I'm the host, there are many organizations involved in what we're doing. So I would like to discuss with all the organizations and hold a meeting to discuss how we move and where we move and how we do what we need to do next. For me, it is important that this government also realizes that if they do not give peaceful peace a chance, peaceful change, a chance to emerge from within those that are also politically astute enough to create it, then they are the ones that will create the violence that will consume this country. You understand? It is already obvious from what happened 3 weeks ago that we, the middle class of Nigeria, we, the professionals of Nigeria, have seen that the poor of this country have finally realized that we are the conduit of oppression to them. Because we are the bankers that launder their money. We are the police and soldiers that oppress them. It is through us that the conduit of these oppressors, the tyranny, the oppression, gets to the poor people of this country. We are the real estate agents that price housing away from them. We are the lecturers that corrupt the universities. We are the VCs that pass, all kinds of oppressive policies on students in universities. Okay, they've seen that we are the journalists that continue to parrot the narrative of the oppressors. So when they will rise up against the oppressor, they are going to come through the people of this country. They are going to come through the professional and middle class. Just the way oppression has come through us to get to them. So it is our duty to begin to align with our people. To let the oppressors of this country know that they no longer enjoy the allegiance of the working class and professionals of Nigeria. That we that have been able to afford a little bit of comfort within this oppressive state are willing to dedicate our life, our time, and those meager resources towards the upliftment of our brothers and sisters all over this country. You understand? So this for me is the basic premise that the movement of the people has been built on. A little bit of historical background, as everybody knows. The movement of the people was the political statement my father tried to make in the 70s, and he refused to register the party. You know, Shagari and his MPN, they had their own rally at Tafawa Balewa Square, only 80,000. The MOP's one was 280,000, 200,000 more than the party that went on to win the election. So this is the rebirth of that movement. And the movement cannot survive without the support of the Nigerian professionals and the middle class. We have to do the work now to start to engage those of us in society that have been completely left behind, you know, that have been overlooked. You know, for this government to be able to say, whether we are arguing today that somebody died in Lekki or not, is because people, poor people in Nigeria are not recorded anywhere. All the Animageria and beggars that migrate to Lagos, inside which data is their name. If they are the one, because the people that call protests, everybody had left Lekki. Yes. It's not everybody that was in Lekki that had family. Yes. Most of the people there were these people that were waiting for something to happen in their life. They didn't even have a home to go to after coffee was called. So how are we sure? Who will come up for them if they are shot and killed? Who will ask? Who will even know? How many people die in Lagos where there's no protest? They will be on the road, dead body on the road for days. Nobody gets to clean, nobody knows the person, nobody in the area even knows who is on the floor that is dead. So the excuses of our government, you know, we see through all these kind of things. So it is these people that have been completely left behind, ignored and silenced in this country that we are here to speak for, that we are here to unite behind. You understand? This is not a movement that wants to do, that wants to carry the people along. No. This is the movement that is built with the people, that is built for the people, and will be run by the people. We want to be able to create a new Nigeria where there are no more special Nigerians that will have to be the leaders. Maybe when this party has found its foot and it has started and it has begun to make its political statement at the polls, maybe you will not see any of these faces here as candidates, because we would have politicized the Nigerian people enough. We would have woken them up enough to understand and to realize that leadership is in their own hands. Their future is in their own hands. The ideas that will liberate Nigerian people might not be on this table, but I want to guarantee you that this movement will be the movement to cultivate those minds, to cultivate those ideas, you know, in a Pan-Africanist and socialist foundation. So that being said, I would like to quickly allow other communities here to introduce themselves and the group that they represent as we move forward, and if there are any questions from the press, we will be happy to take them.
I'm Debola Adewale, Democratic Socialist Movement. Yes, sir.
Sheni Ajayi, Socialist Vanguard Tendency. My name is Awad Jalingo. I don't have the authority of any organization.
He's an ex-prisoner. We need prisoners.
The Pan-African Consciousness Renaissance.
Shewan Nicola Kokuti, Nigeria Resistance Movement.
I am Moses, Nigeria Resistance Movement.
Veteran Che, Nigeria Intervention Movement.
So now we'll throw the question open to the floor. Sorry, Comrade David. I mean, even though you are not on the table and you are not, you know, please let the people know who you ask this for.
Comrade David, I just want
Thank you for coming, sir. Truly appreciate it. Okay, so
okay, the floor is open for.
Just raise your hand if you have any question.
Good afternoon. My name is Sunday Azari. I represent Society of Workers. I have a couple of questions. Number one, this morning on my way here, I heard the Nigerian police actually sealed the shrine. But when you were making a statement now, you said your brother locked up
Yes.
to avoid them from sealing.
Yes.
When should we believe?
No,
Was it sealed or it was locked?
No, my brother locked it because they threatened to seal it if we close the event there. You know, that's why they warned at the end of the letter that any infraction, because they were going to prevent us anyway. So we will resist, and any infraction may made for this gathering will be tagged as deliberate action to sabotage the transition and restoration of the peace of Lagos State. You know, they had called the day before to threaten to lock the place. So yeah.
Okay, this letter that was sent to you by the Nigerian police, did you take any step further to investigate if the top high-ranking Nigerian police officers are aware?
It was CC'd by the Commissioner of Police and signed by CSP.
But when you mention something about Gmail as the official email address,
That's just
it
navigable.
creates
It's the email address of Alausa Police Station. That's the division they sent it through. I mean, I'm serious. It's funny.
Okay, my third question is, who are some of the stakeholders of this movement? Just like some of them have introduced themselves. And lastly, is this MOP political affiliated or it's just a movement? And is there any difference between this and the Youth Development Party that the youth are proposing? I want to clarify and know the difference between what they're doing.
Okay,
Well, this is the beginning of the process of the building of a political party, political alternative of the masses, and it's undergoing a democratic process. Nothing is certain until what we are having right now is the beginning and a pro-tem, gathering, and until we have the mass gathering before we actually seal up all what is developing. So you have organizations, and even two political parties are part and parcel of it: the National Conscience Party, the Nigerian, the Socialist Party of Nigeria, several left organizations, and even the Nigerian National Consultative Forum and all others. So the thing is, we are bringing all mass organizations that are actually pro-masses, together, and also interested individuals, and the whole process is to start, for the first time, an independent political organization that is independent of, the current ruling elite, that will be in the interest of the masses. So it's an independent movement, just like what developed in the past period was an independent initiative of the people on the street. So that's what is actually going on, and that is what they are actually scared of. Now, as regards the question of the youth party, quote and unquote, and I think, unlike that, we developed, online, this has faces, and has precedence, and even within those ranks, we are also actually having deliberations. So this is a beginning of, of a process of actually putting something concrete on the ground that will represent the interest of the Nigerian masses and youth. So that's what actually this is all about, and that is why they are actually scared of this process.
Okay, has it been registered, or are you facing any difficulty registering the movement?
The first thing is to register in the consciousness of the masses, and that is the process we are in. All other forms of registration will definitely take place, but it is certain with the development of the Endsars movement that the Nigerian people are saying no more. They are corrupted their trade unions, they are corrupted the student unions and every other thing. But what the Nigerian people are saying today is that do all that, and you think that you have succeeded, we will actually create new organizations and new means. Just as our forefathers fought, the colonialists and the slaveholders, they created new institutions to fight them. That is actually what is actually developing within the current context. Registration is first in the consciousness of the people. All other registration follows. That process was commencing today, 4 weeks after the massacre, in Lekki and Lekki, Kotun, and every other centers, around the country. That is what this is all about.
And to add, to show you how independent this organization is, I, whose face they added to the letter 2 times here, I have not received any call from the police. It's my sister that they call. So
That was why the question came up. Have you done any investigation to authenticate this letter?
my
That's why I raised
sister,
that
there's no
question.
way my sister would lie and create a letter that from the police.
Okay,
I mean, the police are presently at
The
the
police
shrine
are
anyway.
currently at the shrine. So they are there right now as we speak. The police have blocked the whole place.
I really want to ask you this. I must sincerely say that is a good moment. But I want to ask from you, what is it that you are likely to do differently? When I say differently now, you've had parties before this, and you're saying what they've been able to do in 5 years in terms of they are showing in elections. But what is it going to be different that you are going to be doing such that you'll be able to make an impressive mark in the election? You know, not just for you to register a party,
Yes,
but they must show you want presence. Such that when you do election, even if you are not going to be taking up, or maybe in court now for instance, for a start, you might not be looking at the presidency, maybe starting from the grassroots. But how do you intend to make mark in this election? I'm not just making numbers. That's my mind.
Well, it is important that should I take it? It is important that we realize that the president of Nigeria cannot save Nigeria. The governors of Nigeria cannot save Nigeria. Only the people of Nigeria can save Nigeria. So I've never been one to believe that creating a party to find the president is a solution to Nigeria's problem. Any party that is going to engage in the true upliftment of Nigerian people, to bring about their just hope and aspiration so that every Nigerian can fulfill their potential, their full potential in Nigeria, without having to be traded off like a slave to go and work for another man for less pay in his country. Has to be a party that is willing to engage in every political position that is available in the country, from local government to the ward to executive chairman to every single position must be vied for, state assemblies. Because I mean, how can you be president for me? Okay, we put the progressive president there, and he has to deal with APC and PDP in the House of Assembly. What progress can he ever? Then 36 APC and PDP governors. What progress can he ever make? So for us, that's why Commissioner Shini said we want to register in the mind of people. And how do we do that? This will be the first party that will truly be a party that will go to the people. We are not trying to do anything for the people. You know, everything we are going to do in this party will be with the people. You understand? Because that's where true development comes from. That's where true national development starts, by dialogue with the people. So you realize that, you know, our political elites today, our oppressors, both business and because as we do like this now, it's like they don't increase fuel. Say because fuel price don't go up for the world. As we do like this now, they say the best thing is to also increase fuel. You understand? So you realize that these people, they are willing to travel thousands of miles to talk to Europeans, to do meeting in Davos, in New York, in Paris. They don't enter, they don't go. But you find that these same people find it difficult to hold town hall meetings with their own citizens 2 kilometers away, 1 kilometer away, 10 kilometers away. They can 6 years Buhari now is president. How many town hall meetings has he held with the people of Daura? His own core village, Gongon, say, as the president of Nigeria, what does this village need by people? How many that are? We don't, never, because to them, we are not worthy of dialogue. Because when oppressors continue to dehumanize you, they only see you as an animal. So the only animal that they want to come close to them are their pets. Those animals that they have trained well, that they give food. So because the only animal around the human being is a pet. So if you don't want to be a pet, they think you're a wild animal, they chase you away from their side. That is their style. So this is what will be different about this. This is a movement, you know, that will represent the people of Nigeria. That's why it's called Movement of the People. You know, I think my dad, being the genius that he is, came up with the perfect name 30 years ago, you know, and I am happy that today that dream has been reignited right here in Lagos, Nigeria. You know.
Okay,
So
so
I think you've asked, like, let's
So have you actually mapped out a plan in terms of the leaders of MOP, the Movement of the People?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, you see, what is imagined? It's imagined from the sufferings and struggles of Nigerian peoples. And this is spiritual. When we come together like this, we don't just come together. We come together from the fundament of the foundation, which is located within the sufferings of the people. The Fela says, so suffering and smiling, be there. You see, all that can be encapsulated in what is imagined. And when you have National Consultative Fund and a lot of us coming together, people's organizations saying, we want movement of the people. It means that we want an alternative to what exists now. What we have now is an exploitative, manipulative cartel, you know, running our system. And they are doing it self-serving. And so we are saying no more, where you have just 5 people stealing, you know, in Nigeria. So what we are bringing together is not going to be us on this table. It's driven ideologically by the spirit and the aspiration and yearnings of the masses of this country. That is what we're, and it's a clear alternative. Call it socialist, call it communist, call it, but it's a clear ideological alternative to what exists in this Jera system. You get the point? So that is what is imagined. And it's revolutionary. We don't want to make it revolutionary. It's a total change that we are trying to push here. And so therefore, expect, just like Sheung told us, the rally we are going to have, we find the ruling government, they won't be able to put it out. Because the Nigerians are tired. They told us, we have been part of certain processes through alliances. We saw the failure, we saw the limitation. So we are saying here that we want to listen to the Nigerian people. We want to do the leading agents of Nigerian people. And they have called for a movement of the people. That's what they said. We enact that. We will join. It's not this youth. The youth is also part of the people, the masses. So we can't go and say, Youth Democratic Party. Where is that coming from? What logic is bringing out that? I mean, so we are talking about the people. We are talking about the issue. So what you are having today is a clear democratic
committee. Let me just add this point. It's also coming from the same place we are coming from. Young people just don't have the same experience. Youth is a demographic, it's not an ideology. You know, but as they become more politically astute, you know, I'm sure they would
be a place of convergence.
Exactly.
Where we meet and then agree.
Thank you.
We have had it from them.
Okay. So you said something about
Coming,
the fact that
let them
this
all
movement was actually started by your father.
Yeah.
So are you taking up this movement in honor of your father because you have a passion for the people, and the letter written to you by the government, do you see the letter as a threat? And do you think it's because they feel that it's going to start another protest or maybe the meeting?
Okay. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, the name didn't come from Sheung. It came up after consultation amongst
exactly. I didn't impose the name.
The earlier thing was a movement for People's Party. But then again, out of historical record that, look, there was a process like this that has actually happened before. You know, we need to actually, you know, it's actually the same struggle that our people have been embarking on, you know, and it's not the only thing is that it's no longer the colonialists or the early elements of the ruling elite. It seems to be a new phase, but it's the same struggle of our people. That's why that name was proposed. That look, this movement, you know, can actually be called the movement of the people. You know, to actually continue, you know, with that a conscious realization that this is the continuation of that, you know, that struggle. Secondly, as regards, we know that as regards the second aspect of the question, as regards whether they feel that it is the people the criminals or people who commit a crime and are desperate to cover up have everything to fear. So, and that is what actually informs why a gathering, you know, what just remains now is for them to say we are employing thinking, you know. So a mere gathering, you know, can actually trigger them, you know, the entire security forces up. It's out of weakness.
I want to add to, you talk about the police and this later. You know the police very well. You will not ask that question. The police is a ruling class militia. I've said that many times.
Thank you very much.
You know, like we have people in Nigeria who have divided the country. They are so powerful that they slice sections of the country they are controlling. Like Shekau is controlling Sambisa Forest. We have people in Niger Delta that are controlling some species. Badu was controlling a space in Ikorodu. There are people that are powerful. In the ruling class in Nigeria, they have the police as their militia. I will explain. I'm not the first person to say that. Recently, just last week, the former governor of Ogun State, Mengadane, started a leadership lecture series. We did the second lecture in Abeokuta last week. And the guest lecturer was the former Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arashi. And at the event, he told Nigerians that the country has about 400,000 policemen. About, that means they're not 400,000. But 200,000 of them are attached to political office holders. That was coming from the mouth of an IG who retired not up to 3 or 4 years ago. So he knows what he's talking about. Less than 400,000 policemen. And the man said 200,000 of them are attached to politicians. So that will tell you clearly that they are not policing security spaces. The Nigerian police is a militia of the ruling class, and they have them many times will say anything that is not in tandem with their thinking. They unleash them on us. Just like some powerful stakeholders in Lagos have area boys as their militia, and then anytime we do anything they don't like, they unleash them on us. I'm a victim. I was in Alausa that day when they brought them in BRT bus. I was there, so I'm not speaking out of the blue. I've also been a victim of police brutality. They took me and locked me up in prison for 6 months. I'm still on trial for treason. As I'm sitting down here, I'm a suspected terrorist. That is how terrible the Nigerian police is. So that question, as a matter of fact, it's only if you don't know the Nigerian police that you will ask that question. But if you know them, we still don't have a Nigerian police yet. What we have today is an elite militia. And that is why we are in a hurry to build a Nigerian police. The kind of police that will police security spaces. Not the people that will be following 200,000 policemen, more than the number of people policing 180 million Nigerians. It's an embarrassment. And then talking about this movement, let me tell you, we have to take a multi-pronged approach to this matter. Even if we want to go into politics, the ruling class is doing everything to put a spanner on our wheel. Form a political party, if they see that you are making progress, they will send their agent provocateurs, bring them into the party to make sure that you don't make any progress. That is why we are on the street. They say revolution now. This is the reason we are addressing them is because they are using the word revolution now. Revolution inside. Endsars, where is revolution inside Endsars? They are arresting everybody. If you like, go to the street and say hallelujah now. As far as you are speaking against the government, they will arrest you. But if you go to the street and say, oh, everything is fine, we are the children of the kingdom of God, even if we are suffering on earth, we'll go to heaven, the kingdom of God is at hand, you must pray for your leaders, they will not disturb you. They will form a ring around you, give you water and protect you. But the moment you go to the street to say anything that they know is a threat to the ruling class, they will come after you. And so we have understood that. We know that forming political parties, we have to run to them to register us. We have to operate by the rules that they create for us. But on the street, somebody asked the question, whether it's a problem to register what? The freedom of association does not require any registration. The right to associate doesn't require any registration. On the streets, we don't have any operational rules. The only thing we need is that we don't need to be violent. But when we register, go to INEC will start giving you different, they'll shift the goalposts for you and keep shifting because they are under the control of the government. That is why we have said that what they are not in control of is that we need a movement of the people that will occasionally confront them. We are not just on the street, we are doing other things that are frustrating us. But we have also found out that one of our most potent tools is to take on them frontally like we did with Endsars. And we will continue to build on that in the attempt to build an alternative political structure that will fight them on the political top. We'll continue to do that. And they are not going to set the rules for us.
Okay.
They will not set the rules for us.
So what you're trying to say right now is if they keep fighting, the police stated that the letter that she got today is not a threat to this meeting.
We know them already. We were expecting it.
So are you trying to say that if they continue to fight the stand of this political party, it will lead to a protest eventually?
We will come back again now. They drove us away from the street. It's not their street. It's our street. They should expect us back.
So
we will soon be on the street again. Don't worry.
It's right to say that it's actually a pre-protest.
By 18th, which is tomorrow, the Endsars people will return to Jorea, Aisha, Yusuf, all of them will return to the streets tomorrow. In Lagos, they will hear from us very, very soon. See, some of these policemen, they are 28 years old, 30 years old. I am 42 years old. Should I be running away from my junior brothers on the street? They have not even gone to prison. I can't be running away from them. I just need the announcement of a date and I will be on the street. Finish. There's nothing that will happen. If they kill me, end of the matter, finish.
It's as simple as that.
From there.
Well, I want to ask, the movement of the people, you said it's an alternative to the credible alternative to the people. We all,
To the ruling class.
to the ruling class. Okay, we already have some parties like the AAC and the rest who are saying that they are already an existing alternative. Do you see it as contradicting?
Not at all.
No, this is amalgam. This is major amalgam comes from the people. This is natural. This is spiritual. This is coming, even AAC.
Also, corporate change, but it doesn't matter. Politics is a battle of ideas. You know, I mean, Nigeria is a multi-party state as well.
Yes.
Every party has a
I
constitutional.
don't know that. Yeah, I went.
And SPN is here.
Yes.
The Socialist Party of Nigeria is here.
I'm from GSM. Of course, we are here to the rise with the initiative of MOP. We already have a registered political party, SPN, Socialist Party of Nigeria. And of course, like you said, it's not a tea party to register a political party. You are at mercy of the states to get registered. We spent 3 years before we were able to register the SPA because we are not ready to drive our way. Of course, today the party has been the party was registered by INEC. We went to court. We won an appeal. The INEC had appealed the verdict of appeal court because it's a struggle. We don't only win by going to court. We embark on street protests, street actions, political actions before we force INEC to register us. And of course, if MOP want to be, want to fight politicians, they can't be until they want to bribe the INEC. They have to be part of struggle. Struggle. The SPN would like to the DSM can collaborate. I don't have mandate of SPN to SPN is bigger than DSM. Yeah, but DSM, we can collaborate. SPN can collaborate with MOP, give MOP inside the party. You can have a joint left socialist platforms to contend with the TV unit. Because what will not, but must not wait until that before we fight. And also, but not we yield space. There was space for them. They are supposed to be a so-called democratic government. Yet they are attacking about rights. That must not be allowed. That space must not be let. Even we do not leave that space for the military, let alone so-called democratic government. We have to fight that. But the struggle must only be to fight for against attack on democratic rights. Also because of the economic rights. Today now, fuel price has been increased. Electricity tariff has been increased. And if nothing is done, before Buhari leave the government, the pump price may reach to 500 naira. If nothing is done. Of course, but we can't also fight against the fuel price, electricity tariff, without fighting what causes it. The policy of regulations, the policy of protections. It's not enough to be against the pump price increment without attacking the root cause. And that any party that says is going to implement the regulation of protections, that's why PDP for that is not alternative. One of the programs of PDP alternative is regulation of protections. Therefore, they are not alternative to the current. They may try to play along, a coconut tier like everybody, but they are not alternative. The only alternative is the program that's against capitalist program and policy. That's the socialist program. That's the program of SPA. That's the program the MOP also want to adopt. That's only where you can make enormous gains for the enormous wealth and let us as a town Nigeria with. Without that, with the continued ruling of this thieving elite, Nigeria cannot get to what they call the paradise. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My question is, this is from captaincy. This is an amazing movement, and looking at the fact that every Nigerian is tired of the system, some people have gotten tired to the extent of talking is not a problem. They've decided to let's live with it and adapt. My question is, what faith should the young people, what faith should an average Nigerian have in this movement? and young people like us, like each and every one of us here, that in this present government, that have come to talk, gather youth like this, talk about how the youth should take over and the youth should be the leaders, and still they are playing by the books of the elites. What place should the average Nigerian, should the young boy of the street have in this movement?
Well, first of all, we have not in any way said that the youth should take over or are the leaders of tomorrow. We say the people, right? So because the faith that people should have in this movement is based on the years of service that members of these different organizations have put into development of the Nigerian people. You know, it is not enough that people think, oh, is everything Nigeria we cannot trust, everybody is, like they say in Nigeria, everybody is a criminal. If I was a criminal, trust me, they will have my number to call me to tell me not to do my event. I'm not the first artist that says they want to do events. Every other artist, they call them me. There's a reason why nobody has my number. It's because there's a value system in Nigeria that is based on patronage. So in my own field, for example, as a musician, I can do plenty shows a year, go on tour and make money, and yes. But that endorsement from the elite, meaning that they open the door of their companies to what you people call a sponsorship. You know, because you have to understand that in every institution in Nigeria, it is only through patronage that you become rich. So, for example, in the bank, if you go to the bank, the best banker is not working to create services for the people. The best banker is working to launder money from the people. You understand what I'm saying? So the same thing in music. The best musician in Nigeria, or the so-called best musician, is not the one that is making the best song. It's the one that is making the song that the elite can relate to. You understand? So in all my career, it has been easy. It would have been easier for me to have made those songs. It would have been easier for me to have, you know, relaxed and enjoy that largesse. To have godfathers that I can call and go and visit. Every visit, $10,000, $20,000 on my birthday, they will all dash me car. It's true. I'll post it and tell you how, because of all these things, I'm better than you that don't have it. You understand? But due to the commitment that some of us have been raised with towards the emancipation of our people from this same set of people, it has been impossible for us to compromise. So that is where the faith must lie. Nigerians are not stupid, I always say. Nigerians are not stupid people. I don't want you to say, oh, because Shehu is sitting down here, Comrade Sheni is here, oh, DSM is here, Paco is here, Comrade here, you know, Veteran Che is here, you have to, you must investigate track records. You must investigate our antecedents, our past actions, our utterances, the thing, how we feel, how we run our lives towards the Nigerian people, what we portrayed, the messages that we have said. Everything is important. For me, I'm not the kind of person, I can't follow anybody. If I, like, you know, many celebrities that come to Nigeria. For example, Naomi Campbell. I always that example. They invited me to a party. I said, just tell our girlfriend. No. Are we forgetting? So, even people that are not even politically, I hold them to certain standards that I expect every Nigerian to hold me to. You understand? If I go to a place and I see that certain kind of people are attending the same place, I stand up and I go. I don't care how interesting the place is. Many of you are journalists. You can't say you have seen me at one red carpet event that doesn't concern me. At one political event that they all their party that they do that all of you go to cover. I'm not saying you are going there for any other thing, but coverage. Media coverage. I'm sure that nobody will say they've seen me here before. So I believe on certain values that we as Nigerian people must begin to hold those that say they want to represent us to. We must see how they've affected our existence. If they are in the game, we are not stupid. So except we want to compromise that, I'm not the one to tell you if you can trust me. You can go leave your house, live here now. By this day and age with Google, you will look at what you want to know about me. That if what you feel is the right value, right characteristic for somebody like me to have. And if you feel that, you should know you can trust me, except there's something, I do something that is the opposite of that. You know, that's what I believe. You know. We have to stand on our.
Okay, question. Speaking about your quality in the music industry, this is a movement of the people, and these celebrities are also people. Do you have room for them, and have you reached out to any of them to join in this movement, and what kind of reactions did you get from reaching out to them, if you have?
Well, I've reached out to a few people, and I have to say that their reactions are positive. But level of commitment to things like this is different. You know, and we have to understand that I don't even want celebrities to be involved as much as the common man of Nigeria, the people, the citizens of this country. Because to a large extent, even me being here, I feel it's a bit of madness. Because I'm a beneficiary to a certain extent of the status quo. I just have to rank my game up a bit. All I have to do is sing some praise songs, do some interviews to let people know I've changed my way, start wearing some nice suits, you know, sing some love songs. What are you saying, Ayo? You know? So for me, I believe that levels of commitment differ, you know, but this should not be the reason, you know, it's part of the failing of Nigeria. And not only of Nigeria, of the black world in general. It's part of the failing of our world that celebrities represent African people when it comes to politics and economics or any socio-political discussion. You cannot see Jewish people sitting down and having political problem and a Jewish celebrity is called to discuss it. You cannot see Europeans having problem and it's their celebrities that come to this. No! It is the experts in those fields. There's a reason why the media, black media, has been shaped in such a way that the only people of prominence black children see on TV are athletes and sportsmen, and all of them come with criminal story. You can never see any black sportsman or black musician that doesn't tell you either be a criminal or I was a criminal before, it's music that saved me. If he's sportsman, they say if not for sport, I'll have been in a gang. There's no black person play sport that just say, oh, I just like sports. I play sports and I'm here today. You know, oh, sports help me with some discipline. Everybody must tell you how they sell drugs, they wear, you know. The black music that is ruling the world today is hip-hop music. And hip-hop music is basically modern music, black mother glorification on tape. Basically, you know, you can hear 1,000 hip-hop music, kill a nigga all day. Never a white man. No rapper, no matter how hard he is, I never had beef with a white man, I want to shoot them. Never. He's a nigga every day. You know, so for me, it is detrimental to the consciousness, political consciousness of Africa, Pan-African consciousness of African people that will allow celebrities represent us because they don't know anything. I'm sorry, I mean, we're musicians, we know music, but we don't know, we're not experts. Where are the professors? You know, they are bought up. You know, the ones that are not bought up have traveled. You know, but none of them are speaking on the side of the people. But the only problem is that only celebrities are prominent in media for African people. So, you know, they tend to have more political power than they should in our communities. You understand? So you can win an election by gathering a popular guy, some popular guys around you, you know, in black communities. And black people will not question the core of your agenda, as long as those people that they like you, you know. But it's also because of poverty, because when you're so poor, you have to live through the life of other people. Or else you'll be depressed. And that's how Nigerians fight depression. They say Nigerians, the day Nigerians decided to just face you people for one day, all of a sudden begin complaining. Police when they shoot us in 1960. Nigerians faced them for 3 days. They never come back to work. So we live, it is a problem of poverty because we have to live vicariously through those that we believe are successful, because we've been programmed also to believe that their success is our success. Everybody believes that it's okay that Dangote has $25 billion, while all of us are living in poverty. In a country where 30,000 is minimum wage, nobody has said, how do you take gather this kind of money? Salary is 30 billion a month. How you take gather 25 billion? Which kind of salary they collect? These questions, so for me, whether celebrities are involved or not should not really be, anything that should truly hold. They are Nigerians, they are citizens of this country. If they feel passionately, let them come and, do the work with Nigerian people.
Can we hear from TBC? We haven't heard anything from TBC.
He's having it all. But he's having it all. You don't have it all. It's okay. TBC wants
My question is directed to you.
All right, sir.
My question is directed to you. When by your involvement in this movement and you're yearning for good governance and also having in mind interests of the people in your mind, do we see getting involved in active politics in the coming years or partisan?
Yeah, definitely no. For me, it's active politics for me. Hopefully, chairman of SPN. If we don't register our own party, we'll go into Socialist Party of Nigeria. I would like to claim the chairmanship position. Many of my companies are yes, because
I am already a state chairman of a political party, African Action Congress,
because
we cannot sit on the fence anymore. Yes, I am the trustworthy chairman of AAC.
No, I mean,
and my colleague from Kaftan, you asked a question about the youth, and I kept it in mind. I want to tell you something. I don't know when you say youth. I don't even know who is a youth now in Nigeria. Anyway, because we have seen 56 years old men who are youth leaders. But if it is still within 18 and 35, 18, 35, or let's say 40, right? Let's say 40. Please, I, sitting down here, I don't even want any youth to have any faith in me. You know why? Austria is hosting the capital of the United Nations. The leader became prime minister at 23 years old. He didn't have to look up to some people sitting on the table. My former state governor, Donald, he became the governor of our state at 36. He celebrated his 37th birthday in office. It was a birthday party in his office.
you go.
For where? Send me that. I'll give you about 20 years ago. I was still a teenager. About in the early 20s. Now, Bernard Tusikun became my local government chairman at 26. So the youth you are talking about, MTMU, Crossover has a reputation for producing some of the youngest leaders in Nigeria. MTMU became Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs at 23 years old. I can go on and on. So I don't know who you want to.
So all young men.
I don't know who you want to look up to.
Security was that.
So
what we are talking about?
Are you president?
What we are talking about is a vehicle. It's a vehicle for everybody to. I never thought that anyone that I was going to get involved with until I said, okay, there's AAC. I will not keep talking. Let me get involved because I don't want to get involved with the two main political parties. So when you say look up to, have faith in, it sounds like we're in a church and guiding you to one heaven somewhere. No. This country belongs to us, and that's why I like what happened with the Endsars protest. Nobody called anybody to come to the street. Nigerians were simply tired, sick and tired of what was going on. Some of the names we are hearing that they are arresting, nobody knows them. I don't know them. I've never heard about them. But I'm confident that my carrying of placards for the past 23 years, that even if I die today, there's a new brand of firebrand people that I don't even know anywhere. I saw them in Lekki. I saw them in Ikeja. In fact, they are more courageous than me when I was that age. They are ready to hold the gun and tell the Olokwa that you are mad. You don't see that one when say Buhari has been a bad boy. That one is even a girl. So I am sure that even if I decide to retire today, there is a new generation of people that are more angry than me. And that is exactly what has been my biggest problem. Because for the activists that have been around since June 12, government has found out our mumu button. They know how to divide us. They know how to tear us into pieces. They know who to give money to demobilize us. We'll be prepared. 12 o'clock in the midnight, they will call one person and give the person money. All the money has been deflated. But the new ones, they were panicking. They didn't know who to talk to. They didn't know where to start from. That is exactly what we want to support. We are not asking anybody to look onto us
Nobody should look onto me. If we want to support them, go and fight. We will help you fight the police. We will help you come to the police station and bail you. Because we have gone here plenty times. They will baptize you too. That's what we are saying. We are not asking. I'm not asking anybody to look up to me.
Welcome. Just to add to what brother said, I think it is not also to dismiss the fact that we are living under a current oppressive regime. That do not believe essentially in the capacity of our youth. I don't think anybody, at this stage, do not understand that fact. But there is also that global understanding to this reality, and which is that across the African continent, there has been a report that across the African continent, you have a huge mass of young people. There's a question of a younger population, across the African continent in terms of those that are living, globally. So the point is, you have an African continent where the mass resources of the continent, it's under the whims and crises of a tiny elite, and you have an army of youth, who have been rendered useless. You have an army of youth who have been rendered unemployed, and beyond that, you live in a country where members of the ruling class attempt this youth to be, lazy. So there is that reality, but our youth must also understand, because there's an uprising across the continent. When you look at what is happening in Mali at this material point in time, look at what is happening in Kenya, look at what is happening in places like Gabon, look at what is happening in Sudan. The youth are rising across the continent. In Congo also. Everywhere. And it is not child's play. It is not accidental also. And that is what the Nigerian state, and I think that is what the Nigerian state must understand. That you cannot clamp down, on the basic rights of the people. When the people want to speak against their injustice, they will mobilize themselves, and that is what we've seen with the Endsars, movement. But it is also important to say that, as Franz Fanon had said, each generation has, a duty, a mission to fulfill. And at this material point in time, I think also that mass of our youth living within this country have a clearer understanding as to what that duty is. And that duty is that we must concretely defeat, this current regime, those members of the ruling class, that have held on to the vast resources of this country. But beyond that fact also, is also to say that, which is the beauty of what we are doing here today. When you go back to the late 1970s, go back to the early 1980s, you would see it in the archives that one of the leading alternatives, one of the leading organizations that was taking the Shagari regime off, was, the MOP. When you go back to the Tell magazine and what have you, go to the archives, you find all of these things there, consistently attacking, the regime for its corrupt, tendencies. And when you look at those that were deeply involved in all of these, positions of the MOP, you will find out that they are younger, folks. They aren't, of course, Fela, was instrumental to the creation of MOP. But those, that were the ideological backbone of MOP were members of the Kalakuta, Republic, and also, those that the state had said they are nothing to write them about, that dwell in the African shrine. So this basic understanding, it's important for us to note that yet the Nigerian youth at this material point has a revolutionary duty to fulfill, and which is to defeat this backward state, this backward, government that unfortunately we have found ourselves under their dominance.
Thank you.
So, I want to make clear clarification about what we are doing, so that you have a good conception and perception about party and movement, so that you don't think that it is the same party we are talking about. What we are building here is a movement. It means it's about ideas, people's idea, revolutionary idea, a movement, which can play electoral politics. If need be, we can get to that point. The ANC in South Africa, if you envision or look at it well, you see what ANC did with South Africa. So it's a movement first and foremost. It's not like PDP, because when you go and report and say party, people begin to think, yes, it's a party. It's a party, but it's a people's movement that is playing party politics all the time. the highest organization of every movement is the party, in which case it plays electoral politics. So you are clear about it that this is a movement being formed. It's an amalgam of all revolutionary organization and forces. It's not just one strand. It's everybody coming together, putting ideas together, those who are tired with what the state and the ruling class and the cartel are doing at the moment. And say we are coming together to form a movement of the people, driven by the ideas, yearnings, and aspirations of the Nigerian peoples. So it's a movement, first and foremost, which can go into election, definitely, which can also order politics. And this is value-driven, ideologically driven, and value-driven. That is it, it's different from what. So we want you to get it so that the reportage will be such that it will be clear as a credible ideological alternative to what exists now. The youth are going to be the mainstay. The youth, because the Endsars movement, etc., has the youth as the mainstay. The part of it is different from Youth Democratic Party, but it's a movement of the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think that at this point, in the absence of any further questions, we can actually call it a day. Thank you very much for coming around. There's some refreshment drinks. I don't know if they're available now. Is it? Please.
Okay, we day for Ikeja, where members of the movement of the people, they do press conference when they tell the press what will be their plans. Then they talk about their plans to also join the Endsars process, a movement where will continue for some places inside Nigeria on the 18th of November. They don't talk what's in their own mind about the whole situation and why they establish this new group, the movement of the people, movement of amalgamation of members of different civil society organizations and human rights organizations. We come together, say they want form one team, and the target of that team are to measure, say, then correct some things where they happen for the country. Some things where they happen for the country, so that people will fit enjoy life without any form of intimidation. So the situation now, they say they don't finish this session, and we still want to listen more to one of the leaders, Mr. Shehu Kuti. So one of the leaders will still give us a little more brief regarding what they do here today. Where we did now for Fela Shrine, the great Fela Shrine. Now for there we did where this whole meeting there happen now, and this is one of the sons of Fela. We did here now. We want to talk to us. His name now Shehu Kuti.
All right. This way?
So that we'll have the crowd.
All right.
Come on the mic. Don't go close. No, when I mean go close. That's why I was saying you can. Not more than understand this. You guys. Yes. He wants to come close. Yeah, he wants to come close.
Okay, why would they prepare to listen to Shehu Kuti? Good to mention, say, plenty other members of different civil society organizations and groups. They're here too.
Mike.
This is Shehu Kuti. We're ready to talk to us about what really happened here today, the total brief. And I'm be one of the leaders of the movement.
Already, I've been here. Okay, finish waiting.
So, are we good? So, a lot of you said in there. I just wanted you to reiterate the aim of this movement, as you like to call it, and the future of this movement.
Well, the aim of this movement.
Just introduce yourself first.
Okay, my name is Shehu Kuti. I'm the convener of the Nigeria Resistance Movement. The aim of this movement right now is to create a political alternative for the people of Nigeria. You know, we are coming together, all kinds of, all the revolutionary organizations, Pan-Africanist, socialist organizations, you know, are coming together to create something that will be a true alternative, you know, and definitely we believe that the Nigerian people deserve to be able to fulfill their own their full potential in their own nation, and that is truly the driving force behind this movement. You know, to create something for the Nigerian people that will truly represent their just aspiration. You know, like when they call Nigerian people hoodlums and thugs and all those kind of things. You know, many of these so-called hoodlums are people with history degree, but what will a historian do in Nigeria? People with degree in sociology, in anthropology. Yes, but if you have all those degrees in Nigeria, it's just as good as tissue paper, because there's nothing for you to do here. And the people that are sitting on the commonwealth of the people are supposed to use it to create the programs that will engage these people to their higher form, to their highest self. You know, choose to instead leave them on the ground, you know, so that they can march on them and things like that. You know. So yeah, I think that is truly what the movement of the people is here for, to bring the Nigerian people from masses that they call us to citizens. You know. Basically, I think in one sense I can say the movement of the people is about creating the Nigerian citizen.
The convener of this movement.
I'm not the convener of this movement. I just host today's first meeting.
Okay, but you clearly stated your disinterest of politics. Doesn't this put you in that?
No, my disinterest of political office. You know, I'm a party politician, you know, in my blood already. I would love to play party politics and contest for elections for my party candidates to win. But I don't really see myself as holding political office. You know, I believe that what is needed is a strong political party, not strong politicians. Well, for me, I don't think the protests need this movement to spring up. The hardship of Nigeria has guaranteed that there will be protests in Nigeria. So this movement is about capturing the energy of those protests to make sure that it gives it a political statement, political representation for the energy of that protest, of any protest. We are here to capture the energy of that politically.
Does this officially put the youth in the front line?
Does this?
Officially put the youth in the front line?
The youth? I think it's all the people of Nigeria that are the front line. In fact, people of Nigeria, we are in all the line, front line, back line, under line. We are in all lines. We are ready.
So, as an average Nigerian, average day-to-day Nigerian, what do you think our role
I'm not
is?
an average day-to-day.
I'm saying as every Nigerian,
I have
or
to be
each and
honest.
one of us, what do you think our role is? Our role to play at this
As the average citizens of this country, I feel our role is to be involved in some sort of political organization. You know, the problem is that people like me, you know, who have been able to elevate ourselves within this oppressive state, do not align with the people, do not align with the so-called average Nigerian. You know, that have to live on 200 naira, 300 naira a day, sometimes nothing. You know, we tend to want to align with those that have, so that we can have too. You understand? But that is not a sustainable, you know, system. One generation of Nigerians have to sacrifice themselves to build this nation. That is what has been missing in the narrative of nation building. And that's why we have lawyers, but less justice. We have more lawyers, but no healthcare. Why? Because people are not trained in nation building. They're not trained that this your skill is a part of something bigger than you. Everybody's skill is always about them, to improve them, to make them better, and things like that. You know, so That's why I feel that the average Nigerian today must now abandon that negative narrative of our oppressor, that narrative and that spirit of self that they've projected into us through the institutions of influence that they control, media, education, religion, and now begin to embrace one of our own, one that is more communal, one that is more about understanding ourselves more and building our nation. No, a pleasure.
All right, thank you so much. First of all, we'll talk with Shehu Kuti, one of the conveners of this movement of the People's Party, movement of the People movement group, the Kokobise. The group gathered today to tell the world waiting be their plans, and we still want to hear from more members of the team who are here. Let them give us more briefs to add to what Shehu don't already talk. So I'm actually live. Yeah, I'm actually live.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect. So in there you mentioned how you came on board to participate in this group.
Yeah.
You also made mention of the issue of going back to the streets tomorrow. I want you to emphasize on the issue of going back to the streets tomorrow about the Endsars matter.
Well, I won't be on the street tomorrow, but our comrades in Abuja, specifically Shore and Aisha Buhari, will be going back to the streets tomorrow, 18th.
Aisha Buhari?
No, I'm sorry, Aisha Yesufu will be going back to the street tomorrow, and other comrades, Deja Deyonjo and the rest of them. And you see, Bekaran Samkuti told us while he was alive that the price for freedom is eternal vigilance. After the Endsars protest, we thought that these people had learned a bit of a lesson, but they haven't. So they are coming very hard at us. They want to put fear, they want to make us afraid. And the only way we can tell them we are not afraid is to also demonstrate to them that we are not joking about what we are saying. We are ready to stay on the street. Those streets belong to us. They don't belong to the people in Abuja. They are our streets, Nigerian streets. The only thing we need to do on those streets is that when we get there, we need to also create space for others to use them. If we need to stay there, in Korea, people were on the streets for 1 year, 1 complete year. Only 2 of them died. And it was because of stampede. And in Nigeria, we stayed for only 1 week. The whole country was panicking. We need to come to terms with the fact that citizens have a right to gather anywhere, anytime, whether even if it is in times of war, unless the president has declared martial law. But there's no martial law, and we have a right to come out at any point in time. And the police, the politicians do not have any right to stop us. And the earlier they learn that, the better for them.
Do you speak Nigerian pidgin?
Very well, of course.
More talk for pidgins more. About your participation for this group now. Why you decide, you are a journalist, why you decide to join this movement of the people?
I've been journalist, I still be in Nigeria. The people where they rule us don't do baba our head for long, and this nonsense must stop. We don't tire. I don't grow for this country for 42 years. People my age still they sleep for their father 2-seater chair for their papa house. They grow for this country, no space to express our dream. And I'm trying to choose my words. Some people wait there Abuja where I won't call some names. Where I know who they respect myself because in BBC I they talk to. Every year they will be telling us stories. You want to protest, they say you cannot protest. You are angry, you are beating me, and you tell me the way I go take cry. Maybe they go check their brain. You remember when Farida Waziri was chairman of EFCC, she been talk say, according to her, anybody who want hold public office for Nigeria should go and do psychiatric tests to be sure whether they never colo. So I believe with Farida Waziri say some of these people they don't colo. Every time we want to do, they send their police come meet us. We want to show government say we not tire. We mean what we are doing. See that of 2 things. Until they change our country, if they not change our country, then they must be ready to meet us for street.
Okay, that was Mr. Awa Jalingo, a journalist who is also joining the members of the movement of the people, will be new group where they just they form, we say they won't put hand into how they will take correct how things they happen inside Nigeria, especially regarding the kind of leaders we then get. So these young people gather here today to establish a new group, and they are majorly people will be say plenty of them are members of different civil society organizations, members of different human rights organizations, and all of them put head together. They form this group where then they call movement of the people, and they say their target are majorly to ensure they try to work on the leadership of the nation. So they won't make government they rule them well, they want correct governance, they don't want make government the continuity they be. You remember say this nation being get Nigeria being get serious kasala we been burst when youths and some other people enter streets to go do protest against the police unit when they call SARS, where government later disbanded. That protest where they go do, if you remember very well, caused a lot of kasala, where lead to a lot of killings, a lot of destruction of things inside the country, even lead to government in going ahead to put curfew all over the country. So all those ones, now in this people they look into the concept, they want me to stay from good group where we say fit try to face government to ensure say government do things right, or them then go take over to become leaders of the nations and of the nation and make things to work out well. So all these ones now the reasons why this group, whether they call movement of the people, start their own movement, and they come here today for Lagos to come and start off the movement. If you remember very well from yesterday, police for Lagos been send them notice say this particular meeting won't do of different human rights organizations, of different civil society groups. So they no one make them hold that meeting because they call this period, according to their words, perilous times. Say this kind of time no be good time to hold this kind of meeting. So they say make people no come for that meeting, and make the conveners and people where they host and make them no host them for place when they call African Shrine. For document we see government tell, we see police tell them, say make them no host the meeting. But these people finally change the location of the meeting, carry and go to the house where belong to famous musician Fela and Nicola Poputi. And for a house so where they can finally host the meeting, and one of his sons, Shehu Kitty, follow for one of the leaders of the movement here, and some other civil society organizations, including this popular journalist, will be Abba Jalingo, where they face some charges from the government, where they even lead and go prison, pray and come out. So now there we go stop our coverage of the day's event as they don't finish for waiting. They won't talk to the press. If you get the point and you need to listen maybe to Abba Jalingo, to Shehu Kuti, if you scroll back a bit for this Facebook Live, and you go get details of waiting then talk. And if you need more story about things where they happen around Nigeria, especially the Endsars matter, where we say something like the case of Eromosale, where been happened today for Yaba, as is in Lagos, the one court where they for there. They carry Eromosale come court today to determine whether police go get power to hold them more after they arrest them or not. Story about that Eromosale will be Endsars promoter also. They inside our website bbc.com/pidgin. If you enter our Facebook bbc.com/pidgin Facebook, you will see our story them. If you enter our Instagram and our Twitter, you will see our story. Anytime where anything they happen, anywhere, anytime, always join us. We always stay there to bring on a live update just as it they happen enter any of our social media handles or enter our website bbc.com/pidgin. We thank Ona again, say Ona finally join us for today's broadcast, and I believe say Ona enjoy the details, so we don't give Ona so far with the hello now, with the beacon on another. Anytime Ona they find news, Ona come back to us. My name is Andrew Gift, and the hello na say Ona join us this morning. Make Ona did the waka well.
So it's a good thing that we did not